Welcome to Glorious Botafogo, your number one source of Botafogo news in English. I can't say I am surprised because I am not, but despite the win versus Red Bull Bragantino away from home, in which goalkeeper Raul was the man of the match, and that tells you something. Martin Anselmi has been sacked by Botafogo as this morning, and now it owes the Argentinian a fee that basically covers his salaries all the way until 2027. That's probably going to be negotiated and all that, but it shows how lost John Texter and Alessandro Brito, or probably most likely John Texter, is in this look for a coach. There are coaches now that are available in the local Brazilian market. Some coaches are good, some are okay, some more than others. There is perhaps Hernan Crespo, maybe. There's Voivoda, that just got sacked from Santos, did a not so good job there. Didn't know how to handle Neymar. There is Dorival Jr., former Brazilian national coach, and the coach for Corinthians, got sacked. There's a few names, you know. There's even been talks of Fabio Matias. Who knows? Who knows at this point what John Texter wants to do? But it is so frustrating how things have been done so far. We had Martin Anselmi since the beginning of the year. So when it comes to a manager, right? We had a manager. And behind the scenes, the talk is that Martin Anselmi, when he was, talking to John Texter about interview process of Martin Anselmi, he said that he could play with, three center backs, but he could go to four center backs. He wasn't attached to a formation, blah, blah. But in Botafogo, it was obvious what he was doing. He started with the three center backs, and basically that was it. Sometimes he would switch back to the four center backs and then try again with the three center backs. Against it was the two center backs with the two full backs, and had Matteo Ponte and Alex Telles with Matteo Ponte. My lord, that boy is not in a good spot right now. Matteo Ponte has not been playing well. It's actually scary how bad Matteo Ponte has been playing. Mateus Martins, he's just not it. Arthur Cabral, just not it. But when it comes to having a manager like Hernan Crespo, it could be beneficial to the strikers. A guy like the caliber of that Crespo used to be as a striker, that could be something, that could help Botafogo, perhaps. It could help Arthur Cabral, could help Mateus Martins. Kadir, Kadir seems to be like a physical striker. I think Crespo would have something to add to that. But I don't know. I think right now, in my opinion, the best name for the project might be Dorival Jr. Is a coach that knows how to win cups. He's won Copa do Brasil before. He's won Brasileirão before. He knows how things work in Brazil. I think he would be a manager that would keep the dressing room under control. But the problem is, who's going to want to take over when there's all this uncertainty happening at the club? Uncertainty with John Texter, uncertainty with just about everything at the club. How are you going to pay the bills? How are you going to keep the club afloat? Just a couple of days ago, there's a massive discovery that was made by the Brazilian press, that some of it in the past have been discovered by the French press and the fans of Olympique Lyonnais. That I think at this time, if you're active on X and you're watching this and you're Olympique Lyonnais fan, you know that I've defended this administration in the past, but I'm starting to think that you guys were right all along. And if that's the case, then I owe you an apology. But I don't know who's going to want to come and take over such a turbulent moment in the club. It could be, again, I hope for a name like Dorival Jr. to come. I've seen crazy rumors like Louco Abreu coming to take over for Botafogo. I don't think Louco Abreu is the right guy at this moment. I don't. Would it be crazy to have Loco as our coach? If we're looking at former coaches and players that came through the club, it's It wouldn't be so crazy, but at this moment in his career, I just don't know if Abreu is the right name given the moment. He needs to be tested a little more, and he needs more time as a manager. But the game Botafogo won 2-1 against Bragantino. Alex Telles via penalty kick scored, and Alexander Barbosa in a header from a corner scored the second. It was very back and forth in the beginning, with Botafogo scoring first, and then Red Bull coming right back and getting a goal back, and then just attacking, 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 attacking. Raul made some great saves. Raul was definitely a pleasant surprise in this match. He kept us from really, getting out of there with a loss, and having the fifth loss in the Brazilian, which, a team with five losses in, I don't know, the amount of of games played in the Brasileirão. That's if you're just looking at it from an early moment, that's a relegation contender. So it's I don't know, want to say if it's good, but maybe it's a way to shock the players with what's going on. But I just don't know what's going to work anymore. There was also a report that the players were actually trying to talk to John Textor to revert the change about Martin Anselmi, to try to keep Anselmi at the club, but he only lasted 3 months. January, February, March. Tough year so far. Tough year. I hope things can get cleared up as soon as possible. But just saying this, it just really doesn't feel enough. It just doesn't feel enough to ask for things to be cleared as soon as possible, because there's just so much going on in terms of financials. There might be 3 to 4 clubs in the waiting line to go talk to FIFA to get us another transfer ban. So what's it going to be? How many transfer bans, how many inquiries of transfer bans is it going to take for FIFA to be like, you know what? You're going to get a 2-year transfer ban. There's nothing you can do to take it away. I don't know. I don't know. It seems to me that with the days that go by and the things that get uncovered, that John Textor's time really is over at this club. He needs to find a person to take over for him, to buy his shares, or somehow, some way, recover all the funds that he lost and start over. And please, for the love of God, do not go purchase another club before you get things in order at this club.